forget everything that you thought a vacuum sealer could do, because this one right here will blow your mind. Now, I have used a regular vacuum, what they call an edge sealer vacuum, for years and years. And here's my latest one. I have been happy with them, but yet still a little disappointed. I mean, I put up a lot of things for the freezer, and if it is liquid or a very liquidy, I have to freeze it first before I put it in the bag and then vacuum seal it. That's one extra step. I might have to wait all night before I can really finish the process. And this vacuum here, it cannot seal Mylar bags at all. Now you know that I don't post a review for any items that I don't really like. I do get a lot of offers to review items, and if I don't really like it, I just don't review it. Well, in this case, yep, Wevac sent me this and a bunch of bags, and believe me, I love it. I have been using it all the time. It really is great if you do a lot of food preservation, put up stuff for your freezer. This is really handy to have. This Wevac chamber vacuum sealer is a game changer, and it works different from my other vacuum sealer. As opposed to just removing the air from the bag itself, this actually removes air from the bag and in the chamber and equalizes as it goes, so you get a much better seal, and you can actually vacuum seal more delicate items, like these Ritz crackers. Let me just do a quick video here to show you how you can bag up liquids. We're just using water, and to be honest, I don't typically vacuum seal water in bags, but you can. Now, I could not do that in my old vacuum sealer. I would have to freeze that water first, then put it in the bag, and then vacuum seal. Otherwise, that water would be all over the place. Well, not true with a chamber vacuum. Now, Xander is checking this out. My assistant approves of this device. Thanks, Xander. Okay. So first we want to seal one end of the bag. So we just push this down. We're just putting it across that strip there. Okay. Then we're putting the top down, hitting the seal button and the start button. Here's our 3 beeps. Here we have a nice seal. I'm going to put in some water. Okay, we've got our water. Top here. In the chamber. Just got to put it under that tab. Put down the top. Push the smart button. And turn it on. So you can see how easy this is. It's telling you here on the gauge, right? How long it's going. Okay, now it's in the sealing mode. Took maybe about 45 seconds. Vacuum packing. And there you got it. Our 3 beeps. There you have it. And we can show you how well it works, because there you go. It doesn't come out either way. So if for some reason you wanted to vacuum pack water and take it with you on a trip, you could. So this is great for doing liquids. Now, I was also putting up some tomatoes. I don't know about you, but in harvest season, I just have too much to do to preserve it all at once. So I wanted to freeze it up. And again, before I'd have to freeze the tomatoes separately, then bag them, then vacuum seal them. Well, in this case, just put them in the bag, vacuum seal, and they're ready for the freezer. So easy and such a time saver. And then maybe in January, I'll make my favorite tomato sauce in can. Or, what I love, roasted tomato soup. And it's great for leftovers too. I had some leftover tortilla soup. And so I thought, yeah, I'll vacuum seal that and put it in the freezer. And then maybe next month sometime, I'll take it out, have it for lunch at work. Oh, well, I gotta show you. These little bag stands are so great. Otherwise, I'm going to my husband, can you please hold this bag open so I can get everything in there without spilling it all over the counter? And these inexpensive bag stands really make it easy for one person to fill up a bag with any liquid or powder. I've got a link to them down below if you're interested. But I got my bag full, just put it in my vacuum sealer, wait for just a bit as it does its magic, and voila, here it is. Perfectly sealed and ready for the freezer. But what happens if you have an item too big to fit into this chamber? Never fear. Let me show you. I have this roast. I don't want to make it right now, so I want to freeze it. So I put it in my bag. I put the bag's lip on the strip, close the vacuum chamber, hit the smart button. You can hear it working. And after it's removed all the air, you hear it sealing the bag, and then the 3 beeps and it's ready. Look, completely ready for the freezer. So if you do have a big item, it works well on the outside. But you can't do liquid in a bag on the outside, or powder probably. It has to be in the chamber. And for the outside, you can only use bags that are embossed because that makes that seal stick. But on the inside, not true. That's right. You can vacuum pack and seal Mylar bags. Isn't that great? No more having to get out my iron to seal those bags. Instead, I can do it right in here. Let me show you. So I have these leftover bags of Al Caps fire fries. Try saying that quick. Instead of a paper clip, can we reseal them? Inside, it kind of looks like Mylar. Let's see. Try to put that in. There we go. In. Well, it's a vacuum pack and the top completely sealed. See? Now, I didn't have to vacuum pack it. I could have just sealed it. So if you have open potato chip bags or other bags that have the foil-like inside, yes, it will seal them. It will seal them well. I mentioned Ritz crackers. Now, I made a video some time ago about Ritz crackers that I had kind of put in the oven to dry them out and then vacuum sealed them in mason jars. And then I opened a jar 5 years later and did a taste test. And you know what? It tasted completely fine. That's right. Well, I'm thinking this is even a better method. I mean, can you see how nice this is? I just kept them in their regular pack and I opened it up. None of the crackers are cracked. Otherwise, I was thinking, well, I guess if they would all be bits and pieces, I could make meatloaf today. But it wasn't. It's just beautiful. Look at that. That just shows how well that smart setting works, even on delicate items. You can use your mason jar attachments, this little accessory kit. Okay, we're going to turn on the marinate. and go. The marinade setting you can do several times if you want to, but we only need to do once. I think I just heard it go. So we are just going to take this off. Hear that? And then open up. Looks good, huh? Let's try the fingertip test, where you're only holding the lid. Yep. Sealed just great. And if you're interested in this attachment, I have some info down below. Then if you have canisters like I do, you can push this down and you can vacuum what's in it. Now, this also has a marinade setting. And I've used that a couple times and it has been great. I marinated my steak in a teriyaki type sauce and then made beef jerky in my dehydrator, and it was so good. And I only waited for about an hour after I actually vacuum packed the bag with the marinating sauce. Now, usually I'd wait at least, 3, 12 hours, whatever, to make sure the meat was infused with the marinade. Now, some say that this infuses meat much faster by vacuum packing. Others say it can't damage the tissue. If it did, it would damage other items you put in here. So I don't know, but all I can tell you is it tasted great. And of course, this would work great for your sous vide cooking, preparing your bag to go in the water for that extended period of time. You can vacuum more than just food too. Like, how about important documents you're taking on a trip? Here's your passport. You don't want it to get wet. Just vacuum pack it. Or maybe you're going on a hiking or camping trip. Well, in that case, dry socks are very important. What I recommend is put them in a Ziploc bag, but don't, zip it all the way. Then put that bag in the Wevac bag here. Which, isn't it nice that it always says contents and date right here? I really like that. Let's bring our machine a little closer. Open it up. And we're going to put our bag in here. Yeah, we're going to stretch it. The idea is you want this clipped down, and it gives a gap on either side to get out all of the air. Put down, put smart. Press our on button. Okay, now can you see? It's really vacuumed up well. Should take probably less space in your bag. But the reason I put it in the Ziploc bag first is you're going to have to open this up. Well, that means water could get in it. So then, after you take out one pair of dry socks, Ziploc it, and hopefully you'll still have another pair of dry socks to hike in or use while you're camping. And of course, you could use it for underwear too. And I'm going to show you how to make your own cooling gel pack. It's so easy with the Wevac vacuum. Now I'm just going to use some rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol. It's a first aid antiseptic too, but that's not what we're going to use it for. So we got 3/4 of water in here, and now we're going to put in about 1/4 of the alcohol. Okay. And then, this is optional, but because it's a cool gel pack, I'm going to add some blue dye. And what you want is 3 parts water to 1 part of your rubbing alcohol. This is also from Wevac. It has some of their bags. It is a roll keeper. It's really nice. They got 2 different sizes. Here's a little bigger, and then here's a little smaller. And we're going to use a little smaller today. So let's pull out some. Yeah, I think that, let's see here. That should be good. Then it's got just this, and it cuts it. It's that easy. So in this case, we just need to seal this. So we're gonna push this down, put that right about there, put the top down, push seal, and then start. Okay, we got a nice seal. Open it up. We want to pour our water in there. Okay. There we have it. Put this in. Got it nice and firm. Down. Do the smart. And then put it in the freezer overnight, take it out, and you have this great squishy, icy gel pack. Great for little boo-boos and to keep food cold. I've been using the smart button the whole time. I mean, it really seems to know from crackers to powders to liquids. It seems to know the exact setting I need to get a good vacuum. But there's also a custom setting, and you can set it the way you want it. But I have never had to use it. I don't know if you've shopped at all for chamber vacuum sealers, but they're pretty expensive. And this is a great budget option. This unit right here is usually $300, and I have a 15% off coupon for you to use to get a discount. Now, some chamber vacuums, you have to do maintenance on the pump and things like that. This, they've done tests over 30,000 uses on one unit and never had to do anything with the pump itself. So this is maintenance free. You just might have to sometime replace your strip here, which they give you an extra one. And it's so easy to clean out the chamber, but you know, really, why do you need to clean out the chamber? Because nothing leaks out when you vacuum seal. Now you might be saying, well, is there any drawbacks? I suppose if you routinely had larger items you wanted to vacuum pack, this model might not be for you. But the only thing I can think of for me that's odd, it's not a drawback, but odd. I mean, it has the start button, right? But there's no off button. What you have to do is, let me go down here, unplug it, and then it's off. Just kind of odd, but that's the only even drawback, just odd thing about this unit. I love it, and I hope you will too. If you have one of these, leave comments below and tell me what you think. And what are some of the more unique items that you have vacuum packed?